It's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Hold up. Yeah.
Good morning, Internet. You have finally got here, and hopefully you have been here. Because if you're just joining us here at 11:03 on Wednesday, February 11th, you have missed an extravaganza. You have missed a spectacular demonstration into the wonderful world of ebb and flow algorithmic trading known as VWAP, gap reversion earnings trades. We've had rips, we've had rolls, we've had rolls, we've had rips. We've had dips, we've had buys, we've had sells. And every trade, even the ones we thought weren't going to work, have worked. We are on such fire that I might need to dip my balls in a glass of ice water right now. That's how hot I am. I'm sizzling. Don't touch me. I'm fire. So not only did we trade very, very well today, but we even shorted the Qs and we shorted the silver and lived to tell the tale. Some of us are still probably delusional enough to think that shorting the Qs is viable. But we got to talk about this Dollar General. I'll get to the Dollar General in a second. But my friends, if you are not trading around earnings reports, you are doing something completely wrong, not just with your trading, with your life. With your life. Because if you've been looking for the holy grail of trading, I wish this could be easier. I wish I didn't lose money in the market all the time. I wish I had somebody confident enough to teach me their ways, that something was simple to learn and easy to understand. Well, you're listening to them. And you got me every day. But you know what I don't hear? I don't hear my door knocking. I don't hear knocking on the door, even though you probably shouldn't come to my house because I have a gun on me at all times. I don't hear that knocking. How do I get involved? How can I be with you at 7 o'clock in the morning? Teach me your ways, oh wise one. Where's the emails? Do you have a trade that works every time? I do. And my God, it showed up in all of its glory today. You want a review? I'll give you a review. You want a toe? I'll get you a toe with nail polish. How about that U trade? Ooh, software. The whole industry's crashing now. Is it? Faux show, bro. Beautiful trade pre-market, getting paid. What's one of those rules that I like to live by? I don't like owning stocks either side, short or long, going into the open. So I dump it right before the open and the stock dumped. Caught a little faux show, bro action right there. Got paid a little bit. Had to get stopped out. Oh, too bad. Then this trade came along where it dipped under 19, came back, tested the 19 from on top. We bought some. And oh, here we are. And then it rolls over. We think we're about to take a loss, but we don't because it never broke the price. So then here we actually started to buy more and we got our wonderful reversion to the VWAP and we're all long, a little bit left, but most of this trade has been bagged. But I'll tell you my favorite trade of the day, my friends. If you're just joining us, hi, my name is Kenny Glick. I'm better at trading than anybody on earth. And if you'd like to learn my ways, just email me right now at kennyglick@AOL.com. That's right. I still use an AOL address. Ask your mom about it. KHC, favorite trade of the day. Why? First of all, stock reported earnings and it's gap down. Breaks VWAP. But the reason I love this trade more than any trade today, even though it was only a 50 center for me, was because it made sense. It validated everything I exist for and kept the streak alive. What is that streak? 1,223 trades in a row on earnings reports that are below the VWAP, that break the VWAP. Faux show, bro. Get over the multi-day VWAP and go green. Add it to the list, my friends. And the reason that this trade was so special was that it was bucking the trend. No, I didn't just use bad language. Bucking the trend. Bucking the trend. When a stock is bucking the overall trend, you know you're in a winner because the market was tiggity-titty tanking. The market was giving up the whole gap. Jerry Orbach showed up at your house, crushing. And what's this KHC doing? Ripping. ripping, breaking multi-day VWAP, going green, and tagging the price that we thought it could get to because the market's rigged and they go back to the price from whence they came, where I sold it at 25.18. How you like me now? You like me a lot better than you did yesterday. How about this hood trade? Same thing. Little pre-market action, right? I was getting very excited about VWAP break. Next thing you know, it's rolling over. I'm taking a small loss. Got to take a small loss on that hood trade. Oh, well, it could have been a lot worse. And then you get an ass crack VWAP break. That one works. Missed it. Some of the players got involved. And then you had this faux show, bro, VWAP break. I got involved. Here I'm thinking this thing's going to 80, 81, 82, 83. And next thing you know, I'm getting stopped out flat. And I was like, wow, this hood kind of sucks. So I avoided it. And then it got down under 75. And you know how important 75 is, right? Well, now you do. So there is what we call an Andy Dufresne. Going sideways between the 74.5, 74 quarters, 75. And it's chopping around, little faux show right there. Breaks the low, comes right back. And then it breaks 75. Buy it. And we did. And then it did this. Teasing us, chopping us, teasing us, chopping us, teasing us, chopping us. And I'm about to give up on this piece of shit. Thinking, oh, man, it's going to roll over and die. But that ain't trading, Holmes. Trading is actually waiting for it to roll over and die, then selling it. So as we sat here annoyed and pissed and aggravated because there were other better trades to be chosen from, next thing you know, our frustration and aggravation turned into a new faux show, bro. And we got paid and we sold. And now we're about to get out because it is finally rolling over below where I don't want to see it, which is the 75.50. Now flip the script back to the U trade. Oh, there's a reason we're still in it. Why? Because we sold some more, and now we were waiting for it to go back to the $20.80 range. So as long as it stays above VWAP, we have to hold now because it's held it, and it's giving us permission to hang in there, even though the market's kind of choppy and weak. But we got in at a good price. We sold enough of it to let it breathe. And let it breathe we shall. And that's trading. And then you had Ford to work with. If you guys are watching Ford, you know, again, these are 20 cent, 25 cent scalps. Better than losing money, right? Not bad, not great. The QQQ short, which I came in late. I'm not going to ignore a 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal on the Qs as the UVXY was doing this. You know how important UVXY is. When you see UVXY faux show, bro, and do a 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, that's telling you somebody wants to sell some stock today. And oh, they sold. So the only time I'm going to take a trade that works only 3% of the time because we're in a market that never goes down. Get it? Get it? The only time I'm going to break from that is if I get the perfect storm. 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal as UVXY was powering its way higher. That will not be ignored. And even if you got in late with me at the one, I got 612.33. Not a bad trade at all. Covering 610, looking for 607.50, didn't get to 607.50, forced to cover on the way back up, 608, 610, I'm done. Have a nice day. So if you're living in the world of reality, you understand now the concept of how the market never goes down. It did go down, and it went down lovely last week, but it never stays down. And you have to trade with that default, especially with the Qs. Individual stocks, nah, they're all dog shit. The market doesn't go down. And that's where we're at. And that's where we're at every single day. And that's why these conversations that we have are the same. And 8 years from now, it's going to be the same conversation because it took me 30 years to figure this thing out. We have something that definitely works well. It's easy to understand, and it makes the hardest thing you'll ever do with your money the easiest it ever could be. It's never going to be easy because you're scared shitless every time you put a trade on. Admit it, you are. You are. Oh my God, I might lose on this trade. Yes. And so what? Once you get to the I don't care stage, you'll be a much better trader. Because as soon as you let go of that button, if you're trading and you don't know what you're risking, you're a loser. You don't put trades on because you feel like it. You put the trade on when you have risk reward in your favor. You're 100% convinced that this trade's going to work, and you understand what you're going to do when it doesn't work. And then there's nothing left to know. And then that takes the fear out of the trading part. And if you can overcome the fear, you overcome all of this. And when you're trading without fear, you'll see it's like a light bulb goes off. Oh. And then what happens? I'll tell you what happens. Then Johnny Nash happens.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be bright, 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 sunshiny day. I think I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be bright, 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 sunshiny day.
I can put on some doo-wop. I'll show you my age. So anyway, somebody was asking me about options. You guys want to know about options? Let me show you how to trade options. You ready? Here's how you trade options. Don't trade options. Learn how to trade the stock first. Because if you don't know how to trade the stock, why would you trade the riskiest vehicle version of stocks other than futures? You wouldn't. Learn how to trade the stock first. Okay, we got that established. Now you can trade options. You ready? At the money, weekly options. Because you're not trading them tomorrow. You want to trade them today in lieu or in replace of the stock. Because some people can't afford to trade the stock or some people want to leverage up. So if you're going to trade the U1950 calls like I was suggesting, you want to wait till you're 100% convinced that you're in a good trade. And we weren't convinced yet, right? But then the stock based out and broke out. That's when you trade the options. And look, just waiting for that moment, you'd rather be late and right than early and wrong, especially when you're trading options. Because if you're early and wrong, you're down 20, 30, 40% in a heartbeat because you're generally trading near dated options, if not the daily option. So you best be right. And look at our 1950 calls on the U or the 20s. Now I go in the money. And again, there wasn't much activity, but there it is. Fake them out, shake them out. There's the buy. 87. Some of us were buying a little ahead of schedule. 89, 90. There's that little faux show. And next thing you know, your $90 option, let's call it $1 to make it easy, is worth $1.50. $1,000 trade, that's $500. If you're going to trade options, make sure you're waiting for that proper setup. And you're talking my language here, Home Slice. By the way, the hood trade's working. So this guy knows what he's talking about. He's going after the Coinbase. And Exactamundo, you got a nice base. Now you're going 52.50s on the Coinbase, and I might want to join you here because I've been waiting to buy this thing too. By the way, the hood trade's still active. It's just a little disappointing that I figured it would be up to 77.50 by now. But I might have to join you on this Coinbase. So let's go. Coinbase 52.50s at the money weeklies. They cost $7. That is what it is. I'd rather trade the stock. See, I'd rather trade the stock than lay out $7 for an at the money call. But I like where your head is right there. You got a good price. I hope you're in already. And now you're waiting for the retrace. Hopefully you get it. You know, the market's got a little albatross around its neck today. You can feel the heaviness now. Bitcoin disappointed everybody by rolling over. By the way, if you're not watching Bitcoin every day, you have to be, right? Bitcoin's leading the market now. It's a leading indicator. So Bitcoin starts to fall, UVXY starts to go up. You knew there was a shorting opportunity at that moment. Oh, good song. I'll give you some H. All right, you guys on the TikTok, come join me over on the YouTube channel. ASTI. What is that? I know that one. Oh, what was that pump and dump from yesterday? Oh, Nectar, NKTR. How'd that wind up doing? Holy crap, it did tack on another 10 points. Stock's at all-time highs now. Wow. So I'm on YouTube. You can Google me again. Hit the Bid Radio. Hit the Bid Radio or Google my name. I'm all over the place. I'm also on Stock Market Media. I'll be back tomorrow, but send me an email. I go live really at like 7:30 in the morning. I do 3 things all at once, so sometimes I forget to do one of those things. Nice hanging out. You don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for all the likes today. If you made some money on some of these trades, show up tomorrow. Tell people about me. Let's take over TikTok together. Let's start the VWAP army today. If today was your first day, I'll teach you how to trade options and all that shit. All right? I'll see you guys on the other side. Email me. Don't forget. AOL. Kenny Glick, AOL.com. And if you guys want to watch 17,000 videos from 2007, I'm also on the TV. Yahoo Finance. All right. I'll see you guys. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah. Hey, by the way, whoever asked me about Nectar yesterday, this is a pump and dump that has become a real stock. It's pretty wild actually. This was a pump and dump bullshit biotech stock that did a 15-to-1 reverse split. And yet here it is. Don't ever get in the way of a pump and dump that's being pumped. Wow. Wow. Split adjusted. That's the chart split adjusted. Holy crap. Oh my God. All right, more importantly, I hope you heard me mention I was buying Humana. Come on, people. Hey, that was my tick. I just sold 30 shares, but I ain't selling any more of this thing because I'm looking for that 180 again. How's that QQQ short working out for you? Told you. Don't ever forget rule number 1. If you're shorting the Qs, man, it's just it last week was it, man. You got follow through to the downside. UVXY was ripping. It was a whole different environment, and that environment is gone. We're back to crushing shorts, and that's it. You should know this song. My best friend from Brooklyn, his father was the backup drummer for this band, if you could believe that story. So then when they were playing on Broadway, my good friend brought his dad there and reignited the relationship, and they hung out until his passing. It was a pretty amazing story. If you know who I'm talking about.
Sunshine caresses each new waking hour. Seems to me that people keep seeing more and more say, gotta say, lead the way. It's okay. Gotta say, it's okay. Gotta say, lead the way.
You guys understand why I'm in Humana now, right? Please, for the love of God, would you? You saw UNH, right? UNH turned around. What do you think? Humana wasn't going to come for the ride? It's all one stock. It's all the same stock. Plus, you got an earnings faux show, bro. Andy Dufresne, Kardashian, VWAP break. Don't wait for me. Even though I told you that I was buying this thing at 175. I don't know if you guys are paying attention. You see, friends, here's another winning trade. If this is your first trade of the day, congratulations. What do you do here if you bought 175? You just got 3 points on your hand. That's me on the offer, selling it to you right now at 178. 30 more shares, done. Even 30 shares. I don't care if you have 9 shares, sell 2 shares. Get in the habit of selling when you have profit and then raising the stop, and now you can't lose. Even if you have 3 shares. 1 share, not much you could do with. 300 shares, you're selling 20 here, 30 here, 30 here, 20 here. Raise the stop. Next thing you know, you're down to that last 100. Now I could let this last 100 hopefully rip another 7 or 8 points because now I can't lose on the trade. Now bring it.
If I ever get out of here, I'll give it all away to a registered charity. All I need is a fight today. If I ever get out of here, if we ever get out of here. Well, the rain exploded with a mighty crash as we fell into the sun. And the first one said to the second one there, I hope you're having fun. And on the run, and on the run. And the jailer man and sailor Sam were searching everyone for the band on the run, band on the run.
You was almost done. I wouldn't let it break here. Double bottom VWAP breaks it. That's a triple bottom and a VWAP break. Cut it free. By the way, somebody on the internet just asked me about stim. Nice trade. I don't know what that is, but that chart is actually pretty good. Faux show, bro. 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. Nice job. Wow. I mean, I'm not trading $2 stocks right now, but nice. That guitar riff right there was my ringtone at one point. Remember when you were able to make your own ringtones? I guess you can still. But remember when you were first able to make your own ringtone? How awesome that was? Oh, my wife hated that. I forgot. I had some rap song and I was very offensive as my ringtone for a while. All right, get the stim off my charts here. Let me just make sure I don't blow my Humana trade. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the Humana, congratulations. Now I'm regretting selling any of it, but that's what happens when you sell on the way up. You don't sell on the way up, the stock rolls over and dies, you're regretting it not selling some of it. Selling on the way up, you regret it that you sold some because when it goes up 8 more points. You're never going to be happy. Just try to find some contentment. But hopefully we get a little bit more out of it. And if it goes over the orange line, we're close to the same exact trade we did earlier. Hopefully we get the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, or it's going to do that and be the same trade as it was before where we made money and we had to get stopped out. But nice little re-entry. There's your Andy Dufresne. There's the faux show. There's your Andy. There's your Kardashian bottom. There's your VWAP break. Everything you need to know about trading is right there. What did he just say? Andy Dufresne is the sideways action. In the sideways action, you had the fake out, the shake out, back into the Andy. Andy Dufresne is the reference I use when a stock goes sideways. There's usually one attempt to get out of the Andy Dufresne, and that forms the Kardashian ass cracks. Butt cheek, faux show, Andy Dufresne, Kardashian bottom, VWAP break on an earnings report. When you have all that, you got to put the trade on. All right? And if that is a mouthful, it is. But every chart pattern that I swear by, all in one trade on a stock that reported earnings, you got to put the trade on. Even if you're a little bit late, then you got the VWAP break. Get involved. Take some money here, take some money here, take some money here, raise your stop to the 177. And hopefully it turns before it breaks down. But you see the Kardashian bottom now. Butt cheek, tramp stamp right here. Look how it ripped when it got through that spot. I missed that move. Then it came back. And then I'm buying in here as it's breaking VWAP. A little disappointed we didn't get the full orange line treatment. But hanging in there now. Got to wait to see what the last lot does for you. Plus UNH is hanging in there, so I'm assuming Humana's going to hang in there also. You got some biotechs hanging in there. Semis are still okay, by the way. If you're wondering if the market was going to crash today, it's not. Semis are all still relatively strong. You had a little pullback. That was it. By the way, Humana 180s, if you could get them for $2, that ain't bad. Nobody's trading them. Nobody's trading Humana options today. You got 100 contracts. That's it. That's not enough to really want to take it serious. And also, that's another reason if you're trading options only and nobody else is, don't trade the option. Because even if you get the trade right and there's nobody there to buy it from you, then you're not even making any money. You understand what I'm saying? I bought a Rambus option at $3. Stock was up 7 points. The option was 3 bid, 6 offer. I put an offer out at 5. Nobody wanted it. I sat there at 5 all day. Nobody wanted it. Then the stock starts to roll over and die. You know where I sold the option? $3. Flat. Stock went up 7 points. I made nothing on the option trade because nobody bought it from me. And then the stock starts rolling over. I had to hit the bid on the way out, and I got out flat. Garbage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think you should. Check to see the volume on the option itself. That's why Humana, normally I'd go, I'd like to buy a 180. You got 97 contracts on it with a 40-cent spread. I mean, $1 spread. Even if you get them at $2, you got to hope that somebody buys them from you. Yeah, I mean that's the hard part about options. You have to have everything going in your favor. Everything. That's why with the U trade was the only option I suggested today because we got in and we saw the turn. The options were relatively cheap. There was a decent amount of volume. It really wasn't that much volume. By the way, holy shit, I'm going to say something that I can't believe I'm saying. Rig is about to go to $6. Holy freaking cow. Talk about an idea that I loved. I haven't even traded it because I missed it under 5. I missed it on the pullback. I missed the faux show, bro. I haven't traded the stock once. Meanwhile, it was one of my favorite ideas about 20 days ago. Coming out of this awful downtrend, I got nothing. I mean, this stock it sold off hard twice, and that's 3 times it's come back. You want to see an ugly looking chart? There's your 3-year. If this thing, I mean, this has been dead money for 25 years. When stocks like this come back, like people who remember, oh man, remember Rig from 20 years ago? Holy shit, let's get in. You could be looking at this thing at 750. Don't forget about Rig over the next couple of days, because if this thing does break, you want to talk about some cheap options here. This is how you get paid. As a matter of fact, it's only Wednesday. A $6 call for 6 cents. Wait a second. We're being duped right now? I'm in. I don't give a shit. 6 cents? I would thought they would be 20 cents. No joke. Stock's got some volatility going in right now. You're about to break out. 6 cents? I don't usually buy options on Wednesday for Friday. I'm in. I just bought 200 of them. Fuck this. That's a cheap price. I'm in just on price alone. This thing ticks up 10 more cents. These go to 20 cents. Let's go. They were just 11 a couple of days ago. I'll take 11 on half of them, sell half, and then next thing you know, we got some free cash. By the way, let me show you this chart again. This is RIG. Here's a 20-year chart on this bad boy. Not the option. Remember when we traded it last time and it failed us? Well, it's the same exact trade. This time, we'll sell the shit out of it when it gets to 750 this time. I got really greedy on this trade. I wound up, buying more on the 750 break, thinking we were going to 10, and it just rolled over and died. I won't make that mistake again. You get up to that 750, especially soon, oh, baby. And there you got open interest of 11,000 contracts. You're trading 5,500 contracts today with a 1 cent spread. That's where you want to be. Trade doesn't go well. You take a penny loss if you're not feeling it, 2 cents at most. What are you risking? And by the way, this U trade is turning out to be a lot better now because it didn't break down, right? And if you're still hanging with it, bully for you. Nice. By the way, I'm not joking about that rig. I just bought it. I'm in. I'm hanging in there. I got 2 days. This thing pops to $6. These go to 20. This thing breaks out. You could be looking at 750 on Friday. These options are $1.50. We paid 6 cents for them. What are you kidding? What are you going to put your money on, right? You're not going to gamble on that. That's the kind of trade where it's just like when you think you're about to pay 20 and they're charging 6 for something, buy it. I forgot we had a trade like that a couple of years ago on Cybercock. You guys remember Cybercock? Of course you remember Cybercock. Who doesn't remember Cybercock? Stock had just reported earnings. I forgot what the story was, but the options were like 2 cents. I was, how are these 2 cents? They should be worth like 20. And we started piling into the 2 cent option. They went to 20 cents and the stock went down. It was crazy. Sometimes options just mispriced. But 6 cents, that's worth a shot. Anyway, this market, man, looks like it's trying to go down, but UVXY is telling you, shut your mouth. We ain't going down. You see that Humana? That doesn't look good now. Head, shoulders, rejected at the shoulder, roll over, right? But I'm hanging in there because I got the last lot. unless it breaks down. By the way, Myrna had some bad news. That's been on a comeback today. Typical trade, right? Bad news you're buying. You guys know the news in Myrna, their flu vaccine they didn't even want to look at it or something. I don't really read the headlines too much. I just saw something negative. And then you just wait. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break, test from on top. Next thing you know, you got yourself a winning trade. It's every trade. Here, what hasn't worked for us yet? Mattel. I haven't got involved yet. I don't know if anybody's involved. Same exact looking chart. Cybercock, CYH. Yeah, it used to be a pretty good stock. Oh, look, it's having a nice day today. Yeah, we got Snail Dick. There's Cybercock. And of course, there's Assmouth, ASML. These are all courtesy of Joe Belisario out of Pittsburgh, my first client that actually traded. He bought anything I told him. I was into semiconductors. I pitched him SNDK back in 1993. I gave him a whole lesson about flash memory and how film was dead. And his response was, "Glick, you fucking prick. What is this snail dick bullshit you get me involved in? All right, how many shares you want me to buy?" That was my conversation. But the first one was CYH. It was CYCH. If you remember Cybercash, there it is. CYCH. Cybercash was the original PayPal. And as I explained to the old Joe, this internet thing ain't going away, and it's going to be great for porn, but not only porn, but to buy things. And people are going to want to process their payments with more than just credit cards. And this company's going to do it. Let's buy stock. And his response was, "Glick, you fucking prick. I don't give a shit about your cyber cock bullshit. No one's using the internet. How many shares you want me to buy?" Greatest client ever. You know, there is one trade that I forgot about. I did like AIG for some nostalgia. That's the only time I made it into the Wall Street Journal. I did a very scathing video on YouTube about how America should be insulted and never forgive Wall Street for allowing this company to come out of bankruptcy, restructure, and the old shareholders get nothing, but they reissued the stock. And if you own the stock before the reissue, you lose. But then they went public again, but basically. And I did this article about everybody should boycott AIG and just sell the stock short and crush it. And when you know, the Wall Street Journal contacted me, and I thought it was one of my friends. I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll be waiting for you to come to the office." I'm like, "No, we're serious. We're from the Wall Street Journal." "Okay, right, cool. I'll see you tomorrow. Why don't you come to my office?" And finally, I figured out they were legit. And they came to my office, and I got interviewed about why I hate AIG. And I was on I think I made it the front page of the Wall Street Journal. And the article was, of course, abusive to me in a backhanded compliment. As Glick sits here in his windowless office, which was true, but they made it sound like I was some sort of lunatic which I guess I am, but they were mocking me, what I'm trying to tell you. I was like, man, you came all the way here to write an article where you start off by saying I'm in some windowless, alone in a windowless room, which I was. And like I'm in an asylum, which we are. But that was my one time I got into the Wall Street Journal. I think it was the front page. I had my black and white face. You know, they do your face in the black and white. It's pretty cool. You know what? I haven't Googled that in a while. I wonder if I could find that article. I don't even know where that to click. Rachel Glick. Rachel, you've come back. Oh, Rachel Glick. Who's Rachel Glick? There it is. Look at me. First thing. September 23rd, 2009. Look, Ma, I'm in the Wall Street Journal. Oh, that was when I was buying it. Oh. Well, anyway, the article goes on and on about how dog shit stocks are usually the ones to rip. As much as I want this stock to go to zero, it's probably going to go higher. And the legend was born. Huh. Look at that. I'm still on the internet. That's cool. Meanwhile, that really wasn't the way the article was. I was basically saying the reason I'm buying it is because the market is a bunch of bullshit. And it's stocks like this you'll probably rip right in the face of all the poor shareholders that didn't get their money back. Yeah, they didn't write that part. At least I've been true to myself this whole time, right? I never strayed from the path. I know this whole thing is bullshit, right? That's why I trade better now. I have no illusions or delusions. And when the market crashes on March 20th, I don't want to hear about, oh, I thought you said the market never goes down. March 20th, write it in your calendars. March 20th, this market's going to get slaughtered. Believe it. Got $1 out of it. Yeah, I don't know. Well, hood stinks. Didn't never got it. Yeah, I got your buck. That's it. It'll be a good buy soon. But it does look nasty on this chart. Rejected at the yearly. You kind of looking like it wants to give it all back. And the breakout price was 66, it was 70, 67.10, really. So 67.10 tomorrow, I'm going to be loving it. But yeah, today it's telling you what you need to know. Can't even get over VWAP. What else you guys looking at? before I skedaddle. Still got Humana. Not selling this thing. By the way, I will buy more of this if it does get over the orange line. But it's got to prove its worth to me. Vert. No. I'd be out of that bad boy. You just tested from underneath and rolled. If you're short, good. If you're long, I'd be getting out. I wouldn't let it break down any of these prices. That's a fake out, shake out right there. Oh, nice. You get paid right here. Yeah, and this is another typical, it's a good thing to show you, right? So you got the fake out, shake out, VWAP. I would be selling a little bit there. Then you got the overshoot, and then it pulls back and holds it. There's no reason not to be bullish. And then it breaks the VWAP and breaks that range low. And then what's worse, it tries to get back over it and fails. The stock just decided for you what you should do. And you got to sell it. But it really hasn't broke down completely, so it's not awful. I mean, still up huge and having a good day. It's just consolidation. March 20th. Wait, let me make sure that I have the date right. Hold on a second. This is happening. By the way, did anybody short Shopify? I didn't even look at that stock today. And not only did I not look at it, I really didn't look at it. I thought Shopify was still a $500 stock. Dear God. It's legitimately the best trade of the day. You got a 1 minute break, pre-market pivot break, 7 o'clock earnings break, multi-day VWAP break, reversal earnings report. Damn. That's not just the trade of the day, the trade of the month. You guys killing on this thing? Holy damn. And that chart right there is why I'm leaning bearish towards the market. I just need proof intraday that I'm right. And that's the difference between me now than the 3 years that I spent fighting a market that doesn't go down. I'm not going to fight until I get permission or some indication that I have at least a chance of winning. So if we consolidate and we do lead to a breakdown, and the reason I'm saying around March 20th, let me just check the date. At the end of March, people start selling stuff to pay for their taxes, right? You want to wait for that money to settle, right? So they start selling around that date. It's a Friday expiration, third Friday of the month. And here's the scary part. I will be out of communication from the world in an igloo next to a hot spring in Iceland with no phone and no internet And when that happens, the market tends to get hammered. So it's all lined up. March 20th, third Friday of the month, option expiration. Profit taking will become a full-blown frenzy of selling. UVXY will be at $83.27. Maybe not that high. But I'm thinking if this market, again, it has to line up. We have to be in this chop that we're in right now. Slightly bearish chop, but not completely bearish. And then I think we, on the cues, I'm talking specifically. So if you look at the 9-month VWAP, if we stay in this chop, but we don't break down and we break, and you don't even see it here, you got to go on a minute chart. Here's your 10 days. Really, the real low is the overnight low, the 87.50 area. So the recent lows are the first sign of danger. The 600, and then, of course, the 587. If we break that level, we go testing the real lows from that last tariff moment, right? That's only 7 more points. But it gets worse. Hold on a second. So now you know the real levels. Remember, you're not seeing these real levels on the intraday charts. You're only seeing them on charts that show you the aftermarket. And yes, my friends, the aftermarket trades are real, especially now that we live in a 24/7 market. They're more real than ever. You have to factor those in. Then you go look at the 9-month chart on a daily. The 9-month is right in between that last sell-off and the other sell-off. That's the 586 area. And I'm saying when we don't hold, that's when we get a real sell-off, not these bullshit moves that we've been seeing. I'm talking about exodus, where people are questioning their sanity for ever buying a stock. And that takes you down to the 559 area. And then we'll see what's up. And that's probably going to happen all in one day. You break down under that 580.74, especially if it's on March 20th, you're going to give up all 20 that day. And then if that doesn't hold, you're looking at the 550 area. Then we're talking the word sell-off. These have not been sell-offs. These have been profit-taking, mild consolidation pullbacks. I'll show you a sell-off when we're down 33 points going into the close and nobody's buying on March 20th. That's a sell-off. You scared? You don't have to be scared now. I told you exactly how it's going to play out. What are you scared of? You better be ready for it. Because if that starts happening on March 20th, not only should you get a Kenny Glick tattoo on your chest and VWAP across your forehead, but don't ever doubt me ever again. Not that you do. Hey, man, I thought you said the market never goes down. Shh. when Bitcoin gives up this next $6,000 tonight, I hope it doesn't happen tonight. Because what you really want to see is that false, complacent bullishness to take over the market again. That's when sell-offs scare you. We go from mildly bullish, everybody's complacent, all right, in the bull market, and then it starts to give way on no news. If it's a news-driven sell-off, it's bullshit. When the market starts going down and there's no news about it, those are the real sell-offs. Not on some jobs report. Oh, the beige book today scared the shit. Shut up. It's all bullshit. Market starts getting hammered when there's nothing and there's no reason for it. That's real selling. March 20th, 2026. The day of reckoning. We'll probably be up 3.5% that day. But I'm telling you, if all that stuff plays out and we're breaking down under those lows on options exploration at the end of March, cue the music, man. Cue the freaking music. You don't even know this song.
When your baby leaves you all alone and nobody calls you on the phone, don't you feel like a crying? Don't you feel like crying? Well, here I am, honey. Come on, you're calling me. When you're all alone in your lonely room, and there's nothing but the smell of her perfume. Don't you feel like a crying?
You guys know this song, Free Pass to the Schmooze.
Don't you feel like a crying? Come on, cry to me. Oh, nothing can be said in a glass of wine. Loneliness, such a waste of time.
Corning has been awesome. Yeah. Still powering higher still? Yeah. Just all-time highs, right? Sick.
Come on, take my hand, baby, won't you walk with me? Oh, yeah. When you're waiting for folks to come in the night, but there's no.
That's a great question. How do I look for trades midday? What we're doing right now, I'm just going back to all the names that I was looking at. You know, Humana was the only one that made any sense to me because it came back to the price where I wanted to buy it. Usually I'm chilling. You know, I don't have many TV shows to watch anymore, but you got to take off sometime, right? I'm going strong from 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, lately I've been getting up early. I stopped smoking weed, so I've been going to sleep a little bit earlier. And I'm getting up at like 7, just ready to rock. But by 1 o'clock, I'm running out of steam mentally. Uh-oh, come on. Name this tune. I love this song.
Eagle flew out of the night. There was something to observe. Came close, I heard a voice.
So, yeah, usually between
now and 3 o'clock, I kind of just do nothing unless I'm in a trade. But I don't really look for idea generation. But we have a friend on the website. His name is Solid Jello. And he trades the other time frame. He trades hourlies. He's got his own VWAP. So he'll play those little reversion channels and play the channeling. So he's just more of a scalper in the middle of the day, which you have to be because you're generally not getting the follow through. So if generally you're consolidating big moves, you can play pullbacks, stocks that have been hammered, make a little comeback. But really, it's always the same trade. You kind of wait for the setup, on the Humana trade. That was disappointing. I didn't think I'd get stopped out, but now I'm out of this trade. I mean, I only had 100 shares left. But now, if Humana comes back to 175 and faux shows again, I'd buy it again. So, I just go back and check on the same stocks. I always go back to the same stocks. That's one thing for sure. And sometimes I go back to the ones that I was in a couple of days ago, like Coinbase. Definitely looking at this for a reason to buy today because I've been paid by it on the long side the last 3 days. And I love it that it's flirting with 150. So this is a big moment. Stock's been a very, again, if you swung it, which I was thinking about doing, now it's right back to where I was in it. So for me, I'm like, I got to look to buy. This is where I bought it Thursday or whatever, Friday it was, 150. And that's it. I mean, just go back. Just go look at the charts. That's the homework you do while you're sitting here, right? There's plenty of stocks that are not going down right now, even though the market seems weak, like Mattel grinding. Again, it hasn't been a really good buy since 16. But I do less and less and less. And if I'm going to trade in the middle of the day, I still take the size down to let's say 20% of what I would normally do. If I buy in 300 shares of Humana in the middle of the day, I'd give it a shot with like 100 shares, not even, just to dip your toe in. And then if it works, you can add to it. But midday trading, it's the hardest because you don't get that follow through, even when you're right. It's more of a grind. But if you're used to scalping, that's all it is, really. You get in, let's look at what we trade a bunch of times today. So back to that U, right here. So if you were out of the trade, it just gave you another chance. And that's a scalp. So you got the faux show, VWAP break, you're buying 33, stock pops 30 cents. There's your day's pay. Take the money. Oh, yeah. And again, I'm not in this time, but if I was watching the hood, I'd be in already because that's what you're waiting for. Sung by who? Who's singing this song? Come on. Hi. Who's the lead singer? He broke some record for being the youngest. I forgot what the story was, but there you go. I think the story was he wasn't allowed into some bar to sing the song because he was underage or something. A lot of stories about Steve Winwood back in the day. It's one of my favorite songs of all time, actually. Never gets old. The song never gets old. And you see this U trade? See, that's how you find winning trades. You go back and check. See, I would absolutely 100% be in this trade right now with at least 1,000 shares, buying at 2030 with a 15-cent risk. And then I'd be selling 500 at the 50. I'd be selling 200 right here. I'd hang on to the last 300, put my stop at VWAP and hang in there. See if this thing takes off. But that's a day's pay right there. Obviously, I wasn't watching it. And that's why I go back to the same names all day. I'm looking for another reason to short AGQ. Now that it rallied back to the VWAP, I'm waiting for it to go back and test here. Oh, yeah, man. I love when my Spotify builds a nice, good set list for us. Another great one. Jackie Wilson sing. Yeah, so. All right, listen, we got, like I said, if you guys have been paying attention, I've been working on Glick's picks for 13 years right now. We're right there. This thing's happening, finally, and we're doing it my way. Little video vignette at the beginning of the day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the 4 or 5, or usually I'm going to try to keep it down to 3. I don't want to blow your mind with too many things to look at. But it's going to be beyond the pick service. It's going to be the explanation of why we're doing what we're doing. So, for instance, today with the U, right? If you're getting the video, and the video is going to hit your account, let's say 8:30, there's nothing for me to talk about other than the fact that I'm looking for it to break a new low, then come back and break VWAP. And it did do that. And if you were trading at pre-market, it was a profitable trade. But if you don't listen to the whole video where it says, pre-market trading should be done by 9:15 or a VWAP break. If you're trading the VWAP break to the upside, you're going to have to sell it if it breaks VWAP. So this trade, it worked. But if you got Glick's picks at 8.25 and like, oh shit, he's buying this U. Okay, I'll buy it with Kenny at here at $21 with a 30-cent risk. Oh my God, he's the greatest. This is the best stock ever. Yeah. And you don't sell any of it. And then the market opens up and you're like, this Kenny Glick sucks. He's the worst. Why did I subscribe to this bullshit? What a loser. Ah, God, he's so terrible. And then you sell it down here and then the stock goes back up and you're like, oh, man, I hate Kenny. Even though it's my fault that I didn't take the profit on the trade and sold it at the low and didn't buy it back when it broke VWAP. I'm just going to blame that guy. And I don't want that to happen because that's exactly how it would happen because I'm a human being. I'm not going to blame myself. You just told me to buy a stock, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you why I'm buying it here, where your stop's going to be, what you're looking for on the upside, where you should be selling it, and a reminder that what happens pre-market is irrelevant. Wait for a new setup later that day. Now, there was no way for me to tell you it was going to go to 1880. But I think when we expand on this service, not only will you get the video and a reminder, and you'll hear I'm going to do commentary over the video, you'll have an inside scoop of what we're going to do, especially for the guys that don't want to be in chat rooms. Plus, you'll have a guideline to what you should be doing and what we're doing ahead of schedule. And then I think to take it to the next level is I'm going to chain Solid Jello to a desk when he's not training people. And he's just going to punch away at the keyboard. Kenny sold some hood here at 78.20. Send. and you'll get an alert on top of the video, so nobody's on the wrong side of one of these trades. And that's my story, and that's what we're building right now. And what I want to show you is the logo for the idea. So we're looking at a couple of different logos. Let me show you one. I won't tell you which one I like best, so you could tell me which one you like. Or I won't show it to you because I'm on two separate computers. Hold on a second, I gotta download this thing. Hold on.
I don't know how to work computers. Copy link.
Oh my God. Can't I just copy and paste? God. Would you? Or not. I'm struggling here. I can't figure out how to copy and paste this file. Hold on a second. All right. I'll just make my own file. Hold on. Because the logo is what sells the whole thing. You know, need a good logo. All right, it'll be worth your wait, and then I'm going to go and later. By the way, is anybody in the Transocean? We're starting our way to $6 now, so tell all your friends to buy it. I'm not kidding. Tell everybody you know. Buy some rig. It's going to $7.50. These 6-cent options at $1.50. Thanks. Don't tell them you're in it. Tell them you're thinking about buying it. You're going to buy it tomorrow when it hits 7.25. Tell your cousin about it first. Yeah, you know, that guy, the cousin that still thinks he knows what he's doing. Yeah, tell him to buy it when it hits $7.50. Anyway, what was I just doing? All right. I forgot exactly. All right, I'm having a brain fart. 1 second. This is taking way too long. See, this is the kind of stuff that I should be better at. Copying and pasting files. Okay, there you go. By the way, is anybody in the rig? Come on, people. 2 cents on a 6-cent option is not bad. If you think about it. If you got 200-300 options, you know. Anyway, if this thing stays above 585, we gap tomorrow to 6. We got 2 days. All right, you ready? There's the logos. Choose your champion. Oh, I love this song too. Did I just blow up the other website? I think I did. Damn. Sorry. Oh, I blew the whole thing up, didn't I? Yes. Okay. I have lost my way. I have no idea where I am right now. Seriously. What the hell's going on? There it is. All right. Make your choice. You ready? Where'd it go? What do you think, people? 6 choices. Choose your champion. The eye represents the demon eye that controls me. I have it tattooed on my leg. It's the all-knowing eye from Clash of Titans. The eye! The eye! Give us back the eye! Yes, option 3. Okay. Red or white? Two white. Two white. We're seeing 2 whites. Option 3, red. Yeah. Red. I don't like from. I don't know if I like from. It's a hard choice. Each one has its own merits. I immediately went to red 3. But does HTB get lost? Nobody knows what that means unless you're part of it already. Three white, huh? Plus, I got to see how it looks like on an email. A lot of times the white, oh, you guys are liking the white, huh? See, it's not about the picks themselves. It's about this logo. That's going to take me. I have to ask a couple of. I have to ask my wife, of course. The only one I don't like is this one. I don't know. The red background, it feels richer. It's soothing. The white is, I don't know. Option 1 in white. Yeah, I like it. I don't like the word from, but yeah, I don't hate the white. The red burns? Oh, I thought the white kind of burns. All right, we'll get back to that. Thank you for sending in your. Anybody on the internet? No, you guys are just done. Uh-oh, did we lose those guys on the interweb? You guys still here? Anybody? Did I lose everybody again? By the way, you guys noticed the cues, right? I mean, let's not be crazy now, right? Right? Every time now. It's every time. Every time they look like they're going to get worse, they get better. It's also known as a bull market. That's all that counts, Dustin. So Glick's picks, how was that thing working out anyway? 6x7. So we had 7x8. Somebody was buying them at 8. Anyway, we're forced again. This rig trade, definitely holding it, and hopefully we get that break. Because if this thing breaks out, we're not talking just 6. You're talking 750, and that could happen the next 2 days, especially in this market, right? We're at yearly highs. There's the 2-year high. Give me 688. These will be at $1 tomorrow. But all I really want, 637, these goes to 50 cents tomorrow, we make 10 times our money. How you doing? Why not? You're risking 6 cents. How much you buy? 2? No offense if you only bought 2, it's okay. But you bought 2 contracts, that's $12. It's like that guy talking to that guy at the Investor Center. 2,000 shares, that's $4. What are you going to do with $4? Here, I'll give you $5. You just doubled your money. Now get the fuck out of here. No offense if that's you. You got to start somewhere. $2. You got to start. Hey, listen, listen. The Wizard started out with a $5,000 account trading 3 shares of Tesla. The Wizard's up to about 32 grand now, 3.5 years later. So yeah, it can be done. 7 shares at a time. It's the most impressive thing I've ever seen. $5,000 account, or roughly 7,500 into over 30 in like 3.5 years. Trading 7 share lots, 20 shares here, Walmart, Disney, Tesla, Qs, just killing it. Just unbelievable. And that's my story. This can be done. Follow the rules, and you too could be a profitable trader. This guy's doing Spencer Davis. That was like an hour ago. Are you on? Is the YouTube show on a half an hour delay? Maybe that's why you guys don't make any money. It's a half an hour delay. This guy's in the future. You know, I forgot what place I was at. There was like a 5-minute delay. I was like, by the time they get the idea, I might be on the other side of the trade on some of these things. 5-minute delay. That's a lot. Oh, right. Yeah. You can't play more than 6 seconds of a song. Oh, yeah. Another reason you got to be on the private side. Yo, they're trading 8 right now, Holmes. They're trading the 8s. Something went off at 8 just now. Somebody's buying at 8. No, there's only 168 contracts for sale at 8 cents right now. Well, hopefully anything above VWAP today on rig will be extra freaking good. So short-term charts meets the long-term chart. Long-term chart meets the short-term. And there's your 3-year chart. All we really need is 30, this thing gives us 30 more cents tomorrow. And you're talking about 500, 600% on your money. For 6 cents. Why not? All right, on that note, I hope it does work. I bought 200. If it goes to 10 cents, I'm selling 50 contracts because that's what I do. You know, if it's 10 cents today, I'm selling 50 contracts at least. I'll keep 150 for the next couple of days because I got no reason to believe this is going to win. You know, it looks pretty good. But remember, it has, in theory, it's gone parabolic. This is a 450 move to 6. Percentage-wise, that's freaking massive. But in the market that we're trading in now, Is it? Stocks are doubling and tripling and quadrupling every other day. Why not rig? The 6 cents? Why not? All right. I'd wish you good luck, but you wouldn't want to do. Well, missed that light up. All right. A lot of good trades today. Midday. Don't blow it. One more time. Let's check on some of those names that we were loving. You still hanging in there. Coinbase stinks, but still waiting on it. Hood managed to make 50 cents out of that whole mess. That was garbage. Shopify, you guys got paid on the hottest trade of the planet, crushing this thing. I got nothing to do with that one. But it happened, and it was on the list. So get on the list, my friends. Go to Stock Market Media, get on the list, at least get the email in the morning. Nice hanging with you. And if you guys, I'm on the Twitter, I'm on the TikTok. 8 o'clock in the morning, I generally go live on TikTok now, rounding up some new friends. Help me, help you, help me. I want to take over TikTok so then I could battle the guy with the do-rag. That's the douchiest. I don't know. He seems like he actually knows what he's talking about, so I can't hate him for that. But I've never seen a douchier guy talking about the stock market. And he gets like 25,000, 30,000 views. What a D-bag. The guy from Florida. When he broadcasts from his bed. Wow. That guy's a douche. Anyway, but at least he knows what he's talking about, so can't hate him as much. But he's too douchey for me. But most of those guys on TikTok are just trying to get you into some Discord room that doesn't even exist or some WhatsApp room. Discord frightens me. All right. Be careful out there. Don't forget to stay healthy. Right. They hate me with the hoodie on. Right. Why does the internet hate 50-year-old guys wearing hoodies? What else am I going to wear? Seriously. No, I actually have that. What else? Like, what do you wear? I mean, I don't really leave the house too much, but when I go out, I wear a nicer shirt. Thanks. I'm sitting in my house all day. I'm wearing sweatpants and a hoodie. I got 600 hoodies to choose from. By the way, Rambus down freaking gave back the whole freaking move. Holy freaking dog dub shit. Wow. I just noticed Rambus. Damn. I think I still have 200 shares of this miserable. That freaking upgrade ruined the whole damn trade. Upgrading it up there that day. Look at it. They ruined the whole trade. Freaking analyst. All right. I'm out of here. Enjoy your breakfast. I'll see you guys in Vegas, right? If you're coming to Vegas, make sure you've emailed me. Get on the WhatsApp group chat so we could all know where we're at. I got most of the whole trip planned out. So if you guys want a printed itinerary like my wife, I could do it for you. I know where I'm going to be basically every hour of the whole trip. Except Wednesday at 2. Don't anybody look for me if you know what I'm talking about. All right? All right. Have a great rest of the day. I mean it about